Hello, I'm Sophie, and I'm continuing to share from my Guru's book. This is the book Compassion Conquers All, teaching on the 8 verses of mind transformation by Sam Rinpoche. I'll be reading from page 127, verse 8, Freedom. May all of this be undefiled by the stains of the 8 worldly mundane views, and through discernment, knowing all things as illusion. Without grasping, may all be released from bondage. The practical secret here is to stop distinguishing between pleasant and unpleasant by perceiving all phenomena as illusory, by realizing their dreamlike, fleeting nature. We come to see that everything and nothing is really the same. Nothing is good nor bad in itself. It is the label we attach to it, our projections that seem to make it wonderful or horrible. Being aware of the ultimately empty, illusory nature of all phenomena empowers us to free ourselves from attachment and aversion. We should apply this view to our entire life, including our spiritual practice. The Master urged us to be free of subject, object, and act. The one who meditates subject, the enlightened being meditated on object, and the act of meditation are not separate but a totality. At the same time, each is empty from their own side. This should become our ongoing meditation. Empty of inherent existence doesn't mean that nothing matters and we become indifferent to the pain and needs of others. It is no coincidence that 7 of the 8 verses help us to relinquish self-grasping and self-cherishing tendencies by cultivating great compassion, relative bodhicitta, which leads to their complete dismantling through profound insight into the nature of reality, as described in this 8th and last verse, which points out wisdom or absolute bodhicitta. If we practice correctly, free from the extremes of eternalism and nihilism, the opposite of indifference happens. When grasping ceases and wisdom dawns, we become total availability. Non-dual love and compassion reveals themselves as natural expressions of the pristine clarity of this unconditional awareness. Being finally free of agendas, therefore directly seeing into the heart of each moment, life becomes an ongoing, elegantly flowing creative play and prayer in service of the great awakening of all beings without exception. Nagarjuna stated that samsara and nirvana lack even an atom of true existence, while cause and effect and dependence arising are unfailing. To reconcile this apparent paradox, to profoundly realize that these two are complementary, not contradictory, is what it is called the middle way. Relative and absolute truth, interconnectedness, and emptiness. Compassion and wisdom are inseparably intertwined, support each other, depend on each other. Truth is one, as J. Tsongkhapa has made visible with brilliant, wonderful clarity. This concludes the 8th transformation. These teachings are sacred. These teachings are holy, as coming from an unrealized monk who sincerely believes in these teachings, that I have received from the correct source and the correct guru. I invoke the blessings of His Holiness Avalokiteshvara, Chenrezig, Tenzin Gyatso, the Dalai Lama, that these teachings may go into your hearts and go straight into the center of your mind, and that you will practice it from this moment onwards. If you practice this and nothing else, and you can check this with His Holiness, you can become enlightened. And you don't need any commitments except those mentioned in the 8 verses. If you practice this, all of the 84,000 of Buddha Shakyamuni, 84,000 teachings of Buddha Shakyamuni that he taught for more than 41 years of his holy life are included in these 8 verses. Please don't chase after mantras, holy places, exotic gurus with wonderful hats. Don't chase after wonder gurus that comes from exotic places, that are emanations of deities that you can't even recognize, with so many arms, faces, and colors that they drive you crazy. Don't chase after exotic temples and exotic initiations and empowerments. Don't chase after exotic rituals and pujas, because none of that can remove your sufferings, and none of that can give you happiness. Only the 8 verses of mind transformation and their practices will give you this. Every single practice and meditation, every single method that the Buddha has given you is an extension and elaboration of the 8 verses of mind training. So if mind training is not practiced in some way, shape, or form, you will definitely not gain results. We can even condense it all in 8 small lines. All beings are infinitely precious. Practice the humility of a pure view. Always check the mind. Be grateful for difficult situations. Let others win. True love is unconditional. Give all joy, take all pain. Appearances are like a dream. Wake up. This is the complete path of the Buddha right here. These 8 short lines are a condensed form of the 8 verses, and these 8 verses are the condensed Bodhicayavatara. The extended form is the Buddha's complete teachings on compassion. So the first 7 little simple lines are the complete teachings of Lord Buddha on compassion, and the last line is our wisdom. All the teachings are here. I beg you, I implore you, and I ask you, if you really wish to practice the Dharma, read this every day. I know you have millions of sadhanas and millions of deities and meditational retreats that you have to do. But can I ask you one simple question, with deep respect and no malice intended? Have those exotic deities given you any results? Have those exotic mantras and secret initiations brought you any results? Have you become kinder? If you haven't, we should go back to the basics, because the basics are what make those deities. So please stop running after all types of exotic lamas, me included. Stop running after ego-pleasing, Dharma practice. Please follow your guru's advice and practice the Dharma. The best pilgrimage is the place you practice the 8 thoughts of transformation. The best offering you can make to your guru is to accomplish these 8 thoughts, and the best temple is where this is taught and practiced. The best center in the world, the best center is the place where this is taught and practiced. The best people are the ones that accomplish this. All Buddhas were born of these teachings. They are being created from these teachings and will be born from them in the future. Hold these teachings sacred, frame them, retype them, decorate them, put flowers around them. Make offerings to these teachings, because they are the Buddha's essence in words. Practice them, memorize them, commit them to heart, recite them every day. And when certain situations come, I guarantee you, one of them will pop into your head, and you will be able to control yourself. If you practice nothing else, if you don't want anything else at all, this is enough. If you practice this, you will gain enlightenment. I am happy to share these wonderful teachings with you that I received from His Holiness. I don't dare say teach you, but I say share these teachings with you. We are all Dharma brothers and sisters. We are on the same level. We are all in samsara together, so we can share what we have with each other. And that's the most important thing. By realizing that all sentient beings are more precious than wish-granting jewels, for attainment of the supreme goal, may I always hold them dear to my heart. Whenever I associate with anyone, may I view myself as the least of all, and from the depths of my heart, may I cherish others as supreme. During all actions, as soon as thoughts or delusions arise in my mind that are harmful to myself and others, may I stop them with effective means. As for sentient beings who are bad-natured, when I see they are oppressed by negativity and pain, may I cherish them just like I am encountering a precious treasure that is difficult to find. May I accept unjust loss, such as others abusing me or slandering me out of jealousy, and may I offer the victory to others. And if someone I have helped, one of whom I had great hopes, harms me without slightest reason, may I view him as my holy guru. In brief, directly and indirectly, I offer aid and joy to all my mothers. May I secretly take upon myself all harms and sufferings of my mothers. May all of this be undefiled by the stains of the eight mundane views, and through discernment, knowing all things as illusion, may, without grasping, may all be released from bondage. And let me share a verse from Sri Anandamayi Ma. Widen your heart. Make the interests of others your own. Give to the poor, feed the hungry, nurse the sick. Do service as religious duty, and you will come to know by direct perception that the person served, the one who serves, and the act of service are separate only in appearance. That is a very deep verse also that we should actually take note of. And with that, I'll end my sharing session for today. And in my next session, I will go to part 3. I'll end this session with a completion dedication in Tibetan. Jangjo Sencho Rinpoche, Make Panam Geishi, Gepanam Pame Payang, Goni Gondo Pewashu, Tonito Rinpoche, Make Panam Geishi, Gepanam Pame Payang, Goni Gondo Pewashu, Daso Juni Zapagi Wadi, Dandandro Aguna Gapata, Jepa Jesu Nosan Trapai, Tamping Imporin Dusa, Seisho. Kewa kuntu yanda lamada drami choki pana la chochi sadam bangi yote razoni doji changi ngopanga tuso kewa di yoduda lama sangi druyoni droa chika malupa de sala ko pasho choki ga posunga pa chosuna pa pewala keki samasi wada tungi malu sawasho Dadam songi dosanda, drewa songi latini, gewa losandra pai, tampa yoruba, gyushi, ni modele sendele, ni mingo nyandele shi, ni sentatu dele pel, kunju songi jingilo, kunju songi ngodroso, kunju songi trasi, sho, jesu lama kusin rapting chi, nomka trini jo shuke pada, losam tempe drop me sub songi, draw him tato ni gyushi. Các người rõ về cô xin cầm đèn bên đèn đéo mà lưu biểu này cha人sẽวัน天sinh get son cha bị suy đi vào đồ đèn như suy hôm đông bị ngõ rồi mà lục ba đến để đá là sao tu so có đàn đèn ba lòng chẳng ngam kia ba số sự sức tân. Thank you.